Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I am the Lore Slayer. No, it doesn't sound right. Slayer Runner? Doom Runner. There we go. I'm the Doom Runner. Although I suck at this game.
Magnificent, isn't it? Now quickly, the Khan Maker is nearby. We must stop her before she completes the ritual and gains full control over the icon of sin.
So, little side note here. I mentioned last time, I think I did it off camera, but I mentioned last time how much this place looks creepy despite being artificial. Did a little looking into it. Apparently they actually were inspired in the design of this area by H.R. Geiger. Thank you, Falkenstein. I'll take that as a compliment. It's almost irritating. I know I could beat this game at a harder difficulty. I just don't think that that's going to be good streaming policy. I'm sure there's 3 or 4 people who would enjoy watching me die and repeat and die and repeat, but, yeah. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, Dakota. The fact that he interfaces perfectly well with our fortress. The fact that he had alien stuff that they couldn't figure out in him. The fact that he's so knowledgeable about these things. And, something I looked up, it's the same voice actor. Darren DePaul voices the Seraphim as well. Which I suspected, but could not prove. We already read that one, if you'll remember, Dream Whisperer. So yeah, I'm pretty sure with, at this point, 100% certainty that Hayden is the Seraphim, aka the X-Maker. The one who empowered us, against the will of everyone else. We will be playing it a week later, Retro Justice. That was the result. That choice was won by a factor of 2 votes. So yeah, the trees are, well, if I was to speculate based on both the color scheme and the styling, these are probably literally made of Argent Energy. So, gross. I kind of hope he doesn't, Sierra Mike, and not just because of the actor. Like, Samuel Hayden was probably the most interesting character in Doom 4, in my opinion. Hey, Skymar, we are in the last stage. So I guess spoiler warnings. Hell, he's been interesting in this game, and he's been mostly an exposition bot here. But the way he says things is telling. Like, you caught that when we zoned into the realm here, right? You're probably thinking, what do you mean? Well, the first thing he said was, magnificent, isn't it? I don't really use the alternate fire in general, Dakota. I don't find either of them to be that great. For the plasma, anyways. Oh ho ho! Ah! There is no such thing as too far away, Dakota. Didn't realize I had that much control over the aiming of those. I mean, I'll take it over the gross, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'll take almost anything over the gross at this point. It's more of the blood trees or whatever those are. .45 for me hazardous, but I know the feeling. I've noticed a total absence of donuts this stream. It's weird.
You cannot stop the procession. We will not be able to control it! No!
There's the icon of sin. I was gonna say, got a little bit of an armor upgrade. Interesting that they call the Maker drones demons. Thank you for watching my show, Timanosh. I will add that to DAO. Yeah, time to go kill John Romero's severed head at some point. There's my heavies. Alright. Agreed, Retro Justice. I mean, easy being easy doesn't really bother me, but I'd rather have more of a challenge than easy. And less of an aggravation than normal. Only if you had headshots, would Wolfenstein.
The icon of sin is no longer in the card maker's control. The longer he is on Earth, the stronger he will grow. There is a portal we can use to follow. We must reactivate the gate and get back to Earth.
Like, I've been a long-standing advocate of casual difficulty, as to borrow the Blizzard term. But I would like a normal that doesn't make me die every time I flinch the wrong way. Sure. Oh, those are fun. I'll try Amber for a bit. Ah, okay. Yeah. I mean, I'll always be in favor of multitudinous difficulty options in general. You know, Dishonored 2 style. Actually, I really like the platforming. I've constantly referred to it as the Metroid aspect of the game, but that's more or less becoming a literal statement because it feels very Metroid Prime-y. Hello, Diesel Edge. As it is written in the prophecies of ancient sentinel scripture, the Titans, towering elder demons of the Infernal Age, would return, unearthed from their immortal slumber. The Titans are believed to be harbingers of the end times, primordial forces of chaos and destruction. Born from the tortured spirit of the betrayer's son, it was by hell's unholy design that the icon of sin was given flesh. The fearsome Titan, forged from the essence of mortal suffering, once bore a human soul, a soul now transmogrified and entombed within the still-beating heart of its former self. The betrayer, seeking to free his son from eternal torment within the depths of hell, made an agreement, a pact sealed by the black fates of darkness, that promised to grant his son the chance to return from death. His son would live again, but not as human. In hell's endless cruelty, the son was damned to become the icon, an inhumane existence bound only to his former humanity by the now disembodied, undying mortal heart. We actually already knew that from Doom 4, but, you know, whatever. God, this coppery look is just creepy. Is that just me? It's not even copper. I don't know what to call that. Ugh. Hello, AppDev. Blood metal. Yeah, no, that's apt. That's apt. Especially since it probably literally is. Can't hit to save my life here. There we go. Would this be a good time to mention that demons probably shouldn't be here, since they made a big point of saying that demons cannot go to this world? Nah, I didn't think so. That was worth a shot. Do you mind? I happen to really like the sticky grenade a lot. It's probably my favorite, well, excuse me, my second favorite alt-fire mode. My favorite, of course, would be this. I also have to admit, I'm really fond of the missiles once I have infinite missile on that thing. But yeah, this thing, or not this thing. Well, this thing is actually pretty good, too. I just prefer to use the ammo on the sticky. I almost wish these had different ammo slots. So I could cycle through that, and that, and that, and that, without feeling like I'm wasting ammo. But whatever. Oop. Ahem. Around. Shame they don't damage each other. But there's an archvile, so... shall we? Or if there's a buff totem, that's cool too. Is that it? We good? What? There we go. I need 2 more of those. 2 more arachnotrons. One more. There we go. The Maker drones have so little health. Although I guess enemies in general don't have a lot of health in this game. Fair enough, hazardous. as near as I can tell, the maker drones aren't actually makers. They might actually be makers. Do I have a thing for them yet? That's actually a good question. Let's find out. No, Codex. Come on. Demon. Of course they're going to be under demons. Why wouldn't they be? Maker drones. The Urdax population is mainly comprised of drones, beings that exist as extensions of Khan Maker's will. Though each is endowed with own unique identity, they remain biologically unable to resist a command from their Khan, and so function in a perfectly synchronized colony system. Drones never leave Urdak, their bodies not yet mature enough to avoid harm while crossing dimensions. You know what? Yeah, I'm with that, Dakota. I've been thinking about the Marauder problem, and I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but I don't care. I mean, I do care. I shouldn't say that. Obviously, I care. Otherwise, I wouldn't say that. But my point is, I'm going to go ahead and stick to my guns. I think I am going to go ahead and give the Marauders at least an aggregate negative, especially in wake of the fact that I'm going to give a positive for all the other enemies. Basically, every enemy of this game, with one exception, has been fun to fight. If you remember, we actually had a very similar thing over in the Jedi Academy game we played. Like, most of the enemies in that game were fun and interesting, and then there was the jackasses, which is the flying guys. Every 10,000 years, the collective maker consciousness, known as the Singularity, births a Khan Maker, a supreme being destiny-bound to lead all of Urdak until the next Khan is born. The Singularity, which contains the conscious soul data of every maker that's ever lived and died, processes and refines this data as means of selective evolution. As hierarch of the conscious neural matrix to which each maker is interconnected, it is physically impossible for a maker to refuse the collective order of shared consciousness and disobey a Khan. This system has functioned without error since the creation of Urdak. Until now. With the disappearance of the father, the makers are incapable of creating a successor to the Khan lineage, allowing the existing Khan to hold her claim to the throne indefinitely until we kill her face. I mean, whatever part of her we kill. Might be her face. Anything else here? I mean, I'm kind of with you, Loke. Imagine if you actually are a free-willed individual, you know, with identity and sense of self and all that, except the current leader of your society, whoever that might be, can perfectly command you and you cannot disobey. I have the best skin on Skymark, the white armor one, which I don't know what it's called. I got a red one, by the way, as well.
There is a gate we can use here on Urdak to get back to Earth, but you will need to reconfigure the teleporter rings to activate it.
Of course.
Quickly, for the icon of sin grows more powerful the longer it is on Earth.
I just realized the amusing irony that we're fighting the icon of sin as the big boss of the second of a Doom game. I mean, you're probably like, well, duh, Laura, but that just kind of clicked with me. I do love that sticky grenade. I really do. Not as much as this, though. And that's why. Actually, I've noticed there's a... Oh, god damn it. Well, there goes the fun. The fun police are here, guys. Okay. I really hope we actually fight the Makers, but I've been noticing a trend. So, I don't know if you guys caught this. Okay, I need to have no enemies. I need to have no enemies. I hate to get rid of my fodder, but I need to be able to hear. In speedrunner terms, I need serious time for a second. That was actually a misclick. I didn't mean to do that. God damn it. Fine! Can't sword them. They're immune to sword. Just to continue the irritation streak. It does, Plutonia. Not spelling. No, I know, Dakota. Like I said, misclick. I might actually rebind that to 0. That might be a good thing to rebind that to. That is not the first time I've accidentally shot that thing, and I didn't mean to. There we go. There we go. So we've made an enemy of humans in the form of the UAC. We've made an enemy of demons. Duh. We've made an enemy of the Makers. And I feel like there's a fourth one. But I can't be the only one who notices that we've kind of pissed off everyone. I don't know if they're going to... Oh yeah, the Sentinels. That was the fourth one. I knew there was another one. So yeah, we have pissed off everyone. Everyone wants to kill us. So... Not that I want to get too excited for the next game already, but... I don't like this color scheme.
Now, insert Vega to activate the portal.
System acquired. Setting a course for the Earth dimension now.
I can see now. Am I the father, Dr. Hayden?
What?
You must get the other teleporter rings aligned before it's too late. The gate must be reactivated. The longer the icon of sin is on Earth, the stronger he will become.
Actually, that lines up. Because, you know, Hayden is the one who developed Vega, and we know that the father was stolen semi-recently, you know, relatively speaking, from the, whatever these people are called, the Makers. So that's evidence point number 5 now, that Hayden is Seraphim. They're not as bad as Marauders. Nothing's as bad as Marauders, but... I need to die. Like this! And that. While we're on the subject. Yeah, I'd rather not kill Vega too if we can avoid that. Vega's cool. Vega is the loader bot of this game. Prove me wrong. Well, the Life 3 rune, because duh. Because I suck. Should probably stop aiming for the head. I'm terrible at that arc. I have, there's the Life 3 rune. Enemies killed by Blood Punch drop health, which I need to keep remembering to do that. And Glory Kill from further away. Oh yeah, by the way, in case it wasn't incredibly obvious, that is the symbol of the Makers, and it's also the symbol on Vega's AI casing. So. Maker Angels. These revered figures serve as speakers for the Con Maker, earning positions of leadership and high esteem within their species. Angels of Urdak are gifted with Orator rings, golden halos fused to their armor as a symbol of their status and rank. They're these divine beings occasionally gather in conclaves or at the summons of the Con Maker, but typically do not work together, instead being assigned as independent advisors and overseers across Maker-controlled worlds. More to go. I wouldn't call the Makers angels, or the Con Maker God, but that is kind of the direction we're going with, yes. If you remember, we pointed that out during E3 too. Oh, we're gonna kill Heaven, and we were all excited about it. Well, I was excited about it. That's a good question, Baron. We know that the Father was kind of important to the Makers. As we just learned, the Father's the only way they could assign a new Con Maker. Past that, I don't know. If I'm being honest, and I suppose this sounds like an insult, but I don't mean it as one. This feels like the Matrix Reloaded, and that there's going to be a Revolutions coming up. Whoa! Whoa! And I'm dead. Holy God, I didn't even see what happened there. Fine. It's another life. Well, what I mean is Matrix Reloaded was very clearly and obviously part 1 of 2. Right? It was designed from ground one to be part 1 of 2. That's what I mean. This game feels like part 1. It's not a complaint. It's just an observation. I could have come up with another example, like Back to the Future 2. There you go. There's another example of that. Wait, a tyrant. And death, in addition to a tyrant. I've noticed the snakes are deceptively mean, consequently. Which is apropos, considering the XCOM analogy they're on. Being too awesome, Kay? I'm gonna go with no, Skymart, but then again, as we already know, they're already an interstellar species, so Earth doesn't really have to be saved. They could just, you know, go somewhere else. Well, yeah, Mars isn't on the list, but, you know, we got other options. Okay. Of all the things I love about the sticky bomb, the fact that it instantly kills hard points, probably my favorite feature of it. Ooh, that's a good point. I haven't tried doing that. It only took 1 charge, too. Really low. Let's fix that. So, I mentioned the other reason I like this gun. I want you to listen while the music's playing the next time I really start spindling it up, okay? Here, I'll do this. There's an additional musical chord that fires up every time you start doing that and getting the firing going. I don't know what to call the instrument. It's like in the background. It only does it during the action sequences when the combat music's playing. I love how the little guys don't even count for the area, by the way. You notice that? That's actually been true for several levels now. They don't even count for progress in order to unlock the red wall. Nah, it's not a bass. It's high-pitched. It might just be a part of the sound effect of the gun, but I guess I do hear it when I'm doing it here. So never mind. I guess I'll just add that to sound design then. I swore the last time I tried that I didn't actually hear it. Put a default gun here. Do you want me to spoil it, Skymart? Because it's one of the big spoilers in the whole game. This is the Doom guy from Doom 1 and 2 and N64. Doom 1, Doom 2, Doom N64, Doom 4, Doom 5. It's all cohesive. Maybe I'm hearing something else too, so I'm like, I don't know. I'm dumb. Doom 3 is there. Like, I don't even dislike Doom 3. Not really. I mean, I didn't care for it, but it's not like I hate it. But I have to admit that Doom 3 really doesn't fit. And that's the problem. You have the choice of trying to make it fit when it clearly doesn't, or just abandoning it. They chose to abandon it, and I don't blame them. I'd probably do the same. Look at that, like, Hi, SJ. Well, it wasn't until this game that they were connected, Skymark. That's why I mentioned that's the big spoiler of this game. It existed, Baron. It was very dark. It leaned a lot more on the horror elements than the FPS elements, which I've heard some people like it more for and some people don't like it more for. Oh, I'm completely with you on that, Takoyada. You'll notice I try to use this on every hard point. I don't always succeed, but that is like my first instinct is, oh, a hard point. Well,
The God-Maker needs Earth to be consumed by the demons, or her world will die.
and? I mean, okay. I'm not seeing a lot worth saving here to begin with, so I'm not sure why I should care. Even their portals around here use hell energy. I guess everything here uses hell energy. Ah, there it is. Oh, I do too, Sierra Mike, but like I said, I'd rather they said it's not canon than pulled a Final Fantasy II/Final Fantasy IV. Or a Final Fantasy X/Final Fantasy VII, to use another example. Those games should not have been connected, and attempting to do so was just awkward and dumb. Like, I'm all for creative challenges, but... Sorry. I can't believe I actually got that shot. Sorry. Hi. No, it's no challenge. I just wanted to see if I could do it. Big guys. Really like these guys, don't they? I don't remember what they're called. Big punchy dudes. Because there's medium punchy dudes and then there's big punchy dudes. The big punchy dudes hurt. They're relentless, too. Barons, that's right. Barons of Hell. Damn it, I completely failed that shot. If there's any frame dropping, it's on OBS or Twitch's end. I have yet to see any significant frame drops this entire game. I do have a monster of a machine, that's true. Could be more of a monster, but that's going to take quite a bit of money, and the 3080 isn't even out yet, so... there? Ah, whatever. I'm not 100%ing. Stop 100%ing, Laura.
By awakening the icon of sin inside her neck, the seal has been broken. Now the demons may pass through the void as never before. You have brought her people and this lonely place eternal damnation. But it was arrogant to bring the dormant icon here. Her hubris has shattered paradise.
Okay, well that explains why there's demons here. Interesting also that they apparently... That is one of the potentials, apparently. That they apparently have rules magic. Yeah, that or rules lawyering. One of the two. Nope, not quite. Wee. God, I cannot imagine doing this on permadeath mode. I guess if, you know what you're doing. Let me rephrase my statement. I cannot imagine doing this on permadeath mode for your first playthrough. Yet. Yes, I know those don't count as deaths. I stand by my statement. Yeah, there's a hardcore mode. There we go. Ooh. Ugh, God damn. Now, I accidentally keep double dashing. That's not on purpose. I'm not meaning to. I'm not even sure why it's doing that. Hey, it's Earth.
With the rings fully aligned, the dimensional gate to Earth is now open. Get to the landing platform and pass through the portal. Earth does not have much time left.
Hello, Anosians. any progress on that one. They were a little too spread out. That achievement sucks. I got one. Yeah. Meh. Well, people are insane, and also, you know, trying to do that. Yeah, we do have mastery tokens. I've been tempted to just go ahead and burn those. Actually, I'm kind of curious. What does that give me? So, that one, I need one more Arachna dude to fill that. I haven't even started that one. The microwave thing, I need 3 more. Haven't even started that one, or that one, or that one. So, what's the microwave one give me? Demons that are detonated will trigger a concussive blast that falters nearby enemies. What's this one going to give us? Launch 5 sticky bombs before having a reload. That would actually be very nice. Kinda, yeah, that's true. But what I really just was just thinking about is I think I'm going to go ahead and unequip that and swap it for... that, I think. Because I do not want another repeat of that Marauder situation we had yesterday, or excuse me, 2 days ago, which I'm still a little pissed about. I actually was, it was clipped, so I went ahead and was adding it to the highlights video, and I was watching it. I was basically 2 frames too slow. That's in 60 FPS, so 1/30th of a second away from killing the sucker. Like, obviously, you know, my reactions aren't the best, so in the moment I figured maybe I had screwed up. But no, I hadn't. It was just that close. Love doing that. It's a shame there's no achievement for that, because I love doing that. So, can I help you? Damn it! The problem is that explosion does so little damage. That achievement sucks. No, I caught it. I don't know if you guys know this, but I make the highlight reels live. That is to say, as we go. So as of now, all of the clips that you guys have made prior to today are already in the highlight video, ready to be rendered. You know, all edited and everything. Wait, what? I was gonna say, yeah, that's the... I didn't know its name. I guess just Mother Demon. I mean, we already knew that 1, 2, 64, aka the real 3, and 4 were connected, so here we are. Thank you, Tixar. I do work very hard to be efficient. Because it's me. I also try to upload VODs basically as soon as they're ready to be uploaded. So, for example, right now, every Doom Eternal VOD is actually already up on YouTube, it just hasn't gone live yet. And it'll all go live when we're done. So what are they doing with it, I wonder? I mean, we saw they mechanized the icon of sin. So. Well, I do have the gun for it, Kay, although I don't use it that often. This gun, which I'm out of ammo for. I guess that's fair, Plutonia. You know what I mean, the armor thing. Ugh. I could be incredibly stupid, but I feel like this song is actually the same song that was playing earlier in Urdak, but with the... whatever that synth instrument is, instead of the choir. Yeah, that thing. I'm really bad at recognizing leitmotifs and tones, but it sounds like the same song, just different instruments. I'm complimenting it. Well.
The Godmaker is near. She cannot let you leave this place alive. She is invulnerable when she has the orb within her chest. Once removed, her defenses...
How would you know that, Seraphim? Oh, this is gonna be mean, isn't it?
For millennia we have survived. Made others sacrifice in the name of our prosperity. So that they may in turn find redemption. Who are you? A human, once a mortal, to defy our traditions.
So you're locusts with wings. Okay. Wolves. Okay, fair point, Mike Romano. Fair point. Keep going over it. What? What? Honestly, basically all of the arenas have been very quakey, in a good way. Like I mentioned earlier, they kind of go from Metroid-y exploration section to quakey, Unreal Tournament-y combat section, and the back. That's the wrong gun. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, really. Although Quake has its own kind of continuity thing going on. Okay. Whoops. I love how the super just kills her ads in one shot, by the way. At point blank, admittedly. Because, you know, super. Nah. And then she goes invuln again. Apparently I can hook her. So saith the tooltips. Come on. Sorry about this. I know you technically can't not fight me, but, you know, I still need to kill you, so die. Nothing personal, really. Interesting. Good to know. Well, now this is a conundrum. I'm out of ammo. I guess I could die. Waste my extra lives. Yeah, no, I'm tapped. I'm cool. I do actually have a BFG, one BFG shot. Flamethrower doesn't really do anything? I guess I do have the grenade. And I do have the sword, that's fair. But that just gives me health, see? Yeah, I actually have 2 fuel, but apparently these guys are heavies, not mediums, or super heavies, not heavies. Okay. Oh, hello. Some shotgun ammo. That's great. I mean, it's better than nothing. So let's see if I can headshot this guy with a grenade. That's a no. I suck too bad. I'm gonna accept the death. I'm out of ammo, and this is just gonna get boring. I'm gonna accept the death. Okay, take 2. Hey, what's up? No. The missiles don't have infinite ammo, they just can shoot forever. They still consume ammo. Load. In fact, they consume the same ammo as this thing. Being ammo conscious. I have the ballista, but the ballista uses the same ammo as the other gun. This one. So that doesn't really help out. Knockback is real. I was gonna say, that looks a hell of a lot like several demon designs we've already seen. Probably on purpose. Okay, who's that? Are we up to a 6th enemy now? Well, I need to get back to Earth, so, Vader's like, I'm getting too old for this. Yeah, we gotta go deal with the Icon of Sin. Because, of course, the Icon of Sin's the last boss. Oh, didn't even try for that one. Got all the lore. The important part. For he will walk among us and smite the evil from this earth. For he who comes in our time of need is not of mortal breed. He is the destroyer, the right hand of our Creator, and the one who brings fear where there is no hope. Corex Tablet 313. I have no idea, Tigzar. I got the rockets ready to go. And the old one was, what, 3 shots? This one's a little more mobile. Little more mobile.
Cannot save you.
Shut up.
Can save you.
We're fighting the Diablo Immortal version of the Icon of Sin. Hey, it's our last Arachnotron. I'm gonna screw it up because I'm nervous. Because it's the last one. Nope, we got it. We're good. We never actually fought any UAC soldiers. They were actually given orders to fight us if you're paying attention, but they never actually attacked us. We've only fought demons and makers. And the makers are effectively going against their own will, so, you know, shrug. There you are. This is an incredibly stupid idea. I'm committing to it. Always commit to your stupidity. Yeah, you hear it, Ceramite. Like, I don't know how to identify it, and my ears are terrible, but I've been hearing it the whole game. And it's only really in the combat sections. Oh god, it's the jackasses. Where is he? Where is he? Hate those jackasses. I mean, considering this is full-on chaos at this point, I'm sure the Necrons will be right at home. I mean, I think the entire universe saw those memes, Gum Gum. They were pretty prolific. Why's what? Why do memes exist? Well, you see, there's this thing called human consciousness. You may not have heard of it. And humans like to repeat memes. So, someone did a meme, and then people repeated it, and that's how that works. Any questions? Oh, God, there's a frickin' Baron. Or, excuse me, that's a Tyrant. That's not a Baron. You know what? For fun. Or even more fun. There we go. That was immensely satisfying. And I just realized something. We've probably got some gameplay bookend about to happen. You remember at the very beginning of the game? Like, really, the very beginning. We start off, we're on the priest's ship, we kill the priest. That's the tutorial level, right? Then we jump down to Earth, and what's the first thing we see is a Titan. Remember, and he's just stomping along in the background. And I don't remember if I said this out loud, but my first thought was, oh, I hope we fight that guy. So... I mean, yeah, it's a different Titan, obviously, but they flat out called him a Titan in terms of classification. I'm curious how we're gonna fight a Titan, but, you know, whatever. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yes, the other two priests are super dead. In fact, both priest kills were in highlights, so you'll see those in the highlight reel if you missed it. That's true, we could just shoot it till he dies. That does seem to work very well for us. Does it really? Yeah, it does, okay. Start at the feet and just start cutting until you reach the head. Figured that one out on my own. Thanks, Samuel. Someone mentioned the Darksider vibes. I keep being reminded of Samael, who's a major character in Darksider's lore. No spoilers, but yeah. That's a new one. Love doing that. I wouldn't know that Falkenstein. I mean, at this point, of all the various lore things I've absorbed, usually demons evoke something more like Devil May Cry or World of Warcraft to me at this point, so I'll see you around, Scammer.
Can someone kill this idiot, please?
Nope! At least not in lore. Final Sin, the icon's presence warps reality, damaging the implicate order of our dimension merely by existing within it. If the icon is allowed to remain unchecked, it would lead to the total devastation of Earth, followed by the breakdown of space-time around the planet. The resultant black hole will eventually drag our entire universe down, casting into the mouth of hell as conquest to be absorbed by the Dark Realm. Huh. The Khan Maker has taken measures to augment the Titan, installing Maker technology throughout its structure to ensure it could be controlled. With the ritual interrupted, the Icon is now fully unleashed, raging across Earth until hell consumes all. No longer bound by the heart of the betrayer's son, the Icon of Sin is free from any measure of control the Makers might have once conceived. Only the Slayer, prophesied by Argento legend to stand against the Icon, can stop this apocalypse. No pressure! Already. I did not. Listen, unless all of reality is going to be destroyed, how will we know there's any stakes at hand? I mean, come on, man. Just think for 2 seconds. Yes, we need very big stakes. Huge, huge stakes. Born from huge guts. Oh, that's not a good sign. Of course there is. Why wouldn't there be? Oh, it's right here. Ah! So it's... Yeah, the rocket launcher is only really good for crowd control, or the lock-on mode, which is absolutely devastating in my experience. Granted, I suck, as we've established many, many times. Next time I fight something big, like a tyrant or a baron, I'll pull out the Unmaker. I haven't really tried it out yet. I have to admit, in general, I find that this gun is... These guns are not that great because of the scarcity of ammo and the usage of said ammo. Hey, don't let me forget, I want to try out some cheats when we're done. I think we'll have time. Well then. And of course he's invincible. Why wouldn't he be? He's a jackass. New plan. Do you mind? If I had time, sure, Gum Gum, why not? I do not, so no. The dog is really frustrating, too, because he can summon him rapid fire. Alright, jackass, where you at? Go away! God damn it. Excuse me. He's flat invincible to it. He puts it up before while I'm hitting him during his vuln phase, which is the green one. That. See how I hit him there? Okay, so when he flashes green, he's vulnerable for about a half a second. Yeah, my old method of killing him was shooting rockets behind his shield. But it was incredibly inconsistent because my aim is just not that good. I'm sure that's what, you know, an actually good player could do to finish him off. We'll do this one now. Come here. Or not. Hang on. There we go. So in case you didn't catch that, you can't be too close, you can't be too far away, so you have to maintain medium distance while he's moving around constantly. And then, I mean, there's the green thing, But I call it the green thing. I'm not looking. In fact, if you're paying any attention to me, which I wouldn't blame if you're not, I am so not looking at the screen when I fight those guys. I'm actually just staring down at the UI, just so I can have a focus point to focus on. Because what I'm doing is I am listening. There's a clink that plays right when he's vulnerable, and that's the audio cue that I'm using. Every time I hear a clink, I try to shoot. Now, I'm also pretty twitchy, so I screw up every now and again and hit him when I'm not supposed to, but that's what I've been, that's how I've been doing it. Clink. I suppose I could have Black Bow. I mean, he's one of, like, 50 contributing factors, Gum Gum, but he is also singularly the reason for the missing 1700, so... yeah. Just looking around. I suppose I could do this. There's the main ones, Gum Gum, and then there's all the rest. Why do you ask? I'm pretty sure I could make that jump, but... no way. Thank you for the suggestion. To Black Belt. At this point, that's mostly just for fun points. I probably should have saved the other two, but whatever. Well, I can't think of any off the top of my head, so... I mean, okay, so we've got the card, Kirk, Cisco, if he counts. Yeah, I should have saved it for that guy. This should be fun. Yeah, they do something else with the guitar, I think? God, I can't tell what that is. Oh yeah, Anderson's a captain too. I forgot he exists. Like I said, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I suppose there's Sheridan and Sinclair while we're on the subject. I already said Janeway. Best starship captains is the topic. So, I am playing on easy, and I do suck at this game. But am I the only one who likes going for style points rather than just killing everything with this thing? Actually need some credit on this achievement. Over here, over here. Oh, come on! That didn't kill him? God, that is the worst thing. Come on. There we go. Finally finished that Achievo. That too, Dakota, because ammo is legitimately hard to come by in this one. There's a vial. There's a vial. I'm moving so slowly all of a sudden. Jesus. Why am I not dashing? Oh my god. My mobility is gone. What the hell? I was gonna say, I don't recall having this issue before. Oh my god, there's another tyrant. I can't dodge. I can't do anything. Ugh. It's still doing it. You see that? Still doing it. I forgot to go. I was really distracted by the lack of mobility problem I just ran into. In fact, yeah, I'm actually stuck. So I guess we have to. Let's see if this fixes it. There we go. Weird. Anybody else ever see that bug? Yeah, this is how that's supposed to look. I hope you like it, Mukul. Uh-oh. I think that's the third bug we run into, if we're counting the Doom 2 bug, which I am. You actually already know about that bug, Plutonia. I went to fire up Doom 2, and the game closed, because the file wasn't there. Files, whatever. Oh, that's the wrong button. That button. Yeah, I saw your message about that, which amused the hell out of me. Although it makes sense. I mean, Doom was modular as hell. That's kind of its shtick. Still. I don't actually know if I get iframes for glory kills. I haven't really been paying attention. Usually I glory kill to live, not to, you know, to heal, rather. Not to iframe or whatever. Yeah, the de novo thing was hysterical. The game launched with de novo, which is already stupid. Just to start with that. But it also launched with the EXE that did not have de novo built into it. It has since been patched out, but of course people have already been spreading it around the internet because that's how that works. We're bone dry, except for this. I'm not sure I like this. Anybody else getting Contra feels with this thing? Red fire, you know? No, you cannot, von Falkenstein. Is that everything? Oh, crap. Alright, whatever. Go away. What's real that's left? It ain't you guys. I have the others on my mouse. Are you kidding me with this crap? Like 7, that one, that's on my mouse. What's the button for the wheel? Because it's not mouse wheel. So it's not Q, either. What the hell is mouse 3? Oh, that's this, isn't it? Nope. Hang on. Probably rebound it. Mouse wheel, or weapon wheel. Oh, hold. I have to hold down Q. Got it. This is our... So there's the mouse wheel, which I will never, ever use. Good that it's an option, though. You know, I'm mentally thinking like 4, 3, 2, 7, 0. So I want, I don't know, the icons. That one. This one. I want this one. I mean, hang on, I want this one. I do like options. Speaking of options, let's go back to default so I can have my color coding. Although, while we're at it, anybody have any color blindness that they know what it's called? Because I don't. I actually need to AFK really quick. Yeah, I was actually just thinking that, Dakota. Like, allowing us to customize... I mean, they allow us to customize a ton of other stuff, so why don't they allow us to, you know, customize specific UI issues? Like, I don't know. I'm weird, whatever. Sorry, give me one second. I'm just curious of something. Looks like it only affects the UI, not the actual game. Yeah. I was just curious. What? Ah, there it is. Yeah. Hello, Kamek. That better not have been affecting me this whole game. I don't think it has been. It says it's for controller only. Let's turn that off, just in case. Oh my god, oh, that's terrifying. So, this is the Grand Theft Auto 4 edition of Doom. For anybody wondering. Yikes. Next time. Yeah, what haven't I killed? Been wandering around randomly shooting and listening. I mean, even the music is still combat music. I mean, yeah, I could just try. Like, I had a light. I could have made that jump if I was one thing up. But here? I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get back up because there's a barrier in the way. I'm not sure what to do about that. I can get the one up, I suppose. That was incredibly good timing, Kyfrin. I just want you to know that I didn't even really process for a second that that was not the game's sound. Thank you very much, Kyfrin. Very much obliged and appreciate as always. I will put that towards Legend of Dragoon. The game I'm terrified of playing. Am I soft locked? Let's see what happens if we do this. Let's see where it spawns us. It spawned us up. What didn't we kill? Yeah, see, this is the thing we couldn't get back up from. Yeah. Whatever. Let's make the jump. Nope, I'm right, I'm right. What? I know the feeling, Venters, believe it or not.
Soon, the gods will walk amongst us once again. Only then shall we find salvation.
Hi, Tessie.
He's close. Across that bridge.
Hint, there's a boss coming up. Hint. We could probably make one up, Tigzar, but if there's one actually in the game, I'm not aware of it. There's obviously, you know, the meme reason. References, you know.
Now we can find two titans. As it was written.
Wow. Sure. You get to die. What the hell killed me? Surely it wasn't you. Or you. I was gonna say, I remember the original Icon of Sin fight. It was an ad fight. Literally. I don't think he technically could do anything. The audience, Venters. Wow. I certainly didn't. I'm back down to 2. I haven't killed any of his actual body parts yet, just his armor. work out pleasant. So I guess that answers our question finally. The cheats during campaign are bosses only. We've been testing that this whole playthrough. Not going to do it. Really? My time. Go away. Damn it. Ugh.
exposed. Take the portal and finish this fight.
strength will be their shield, and your will their sword. You remain unbroken, for your fight is eternal.
To be continued in Doom 6. Like I said, we're up to 5 enemies, or 6, depending. Oh my god. Okay, I know that this is just going to be opening me up to mockery, but that was physically tiring, that boss. I don't know if it was obvious, but I just went into complete lockdown mode, and it was starting to get straining. You know what I mean? Like, my joints actually hurt because of all of that crap. Good God. Like, it's funny because it's technically not a badly designed fight, you know, they give you all the tools you need right there in the fight. It's just, God, it just kept going and going and going. You noticed I was playing it safe, too. I was going out of my way to make sure that I was always ahead of the curve, make sure I always had a full 3 swords after taking out the latest round of barons, to make sure that I was on top of, you know, the spawns, so that I would have it for emergencies, and I made sure I always had fuel, and I was refilling constantly on the nearby ads, and just not screwing around with anything else. Anticipating where he was going to hit, blah, blah, blah. I will say I think the second phase was better than the first phase. The first phase had the problem of weirdly limited terrain, and the fact that he was always attacking from one area, I don't know, it just didn't work as well. The fact that he actually moved around the 4 facings in the second phase worked a lot better. Oh. Basically, the first thing was too constricted, and the second one was a lot more of an actual arena. I can't even imagine doing that on a proper difficulty. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I can't, in fairness, give that a negative. I want to. I do. For literally only one problem. And that's the fact that it just took too long. Like, holy crap. Granted, I suck, so, you know, that's something to be kept in mind. I have an odd question for you. How many of you have played Mass Effect 1 to conclusion? No spoilers, just how many of you have done that? How many of you, if you're using a rating system similar to or in the style of mine, who have concluded Mass Effect 1, would give a negative to Mass Effect 1's ending? Or an aggregate negative? Because I would. Sorry, a negative to story. Let me be more clear. My apologies. I thought saying ending made it clearer, but I'm surprised how many of you are saying no. I'm actually legitimately surprised, but I hate the ending of Mass Effect 1. I always have. Well, I can't spoil because this is an unrelated thing. That's why I'm just kind of dodging around specifics. It's relevant because I'm having similar thoughts about the ending we just saw. Granted, as I said, this game very clearly feels like part 1 of 2. Like, in every way, and that is a mitigating factor. But that was not a good ending. IMO. Story-wise. So, here's the Icon of Sin. It's going to absorb the entire universe into hell. She already lost me at that point. And then it's like, and then you will be their shield, the end. Okay, but... you know? It's probably the only part of the entire story that doesn't work for me. I've actually been with it, for the most part, with the story. The alterations and retcons and the lore and the presentation of the world building, connecting things together. Clear setting up pieces for the future. I've been with it right up until the ending, which was just, wait, what? What was that guy standing on? He was standing on, like, blue goo or something. Anyways. If they were taking a picture of me for one of these, I'd put Doom Guy's helmet on and just kind of stare at the camera. See, I'm not 100% sure I agree with you here, Mike, but I'm still debating. To be fair, Doom's hardly about story. Disagree. I mean, that's kind of actually a complex topic. I'm sure everyone here who's actually a Doom fan could tell you about the original story of Doom. You know, the one that was actually quite complex and fleshed out, and I believe got piecemealed into the books or comics. I'm not actually sure on that one. I have... yeah. It's actually been a really long time since I looked into the original story of Doom. We're talking like the 20-year range here. 20-plus year range. But that's ignoring the fact that even if we were to pull that technically, there's also Doom 4, which was pretty heavy on story, and Doom Eternal, which was pretty heavy on story. What was that intro? They decided to go without you, but you hear a bunch of sounds over the comm and then silence. Sounds like your buddies are dead. Go kill them. And then there you go. There's Doom 1. Oh my gosh. Look, it's not Doom Guy's fault. Their guts are so big, okay? Their guts are the ones that are so big. I remember when people were debating that Doom Guy was actually the one that killed Daisy, which was like, what? Like, you remember that? When this is forever ago at this point, when theory crafters were saying that, oh my god, it's Doom Guy. He killed the bunny. He's gone mad, and that's going to be Doom 2. It's like, no. Oh, hey, there's a skip. I liked that Plutonia, admittedly. I was going to say, this is kind of a John Wick situation. Which is amusing in its own right. Oh, we don't get to see the post-credits now? Oh, whatever. I thought skipping the credits would give us the post-credits, but nope! Screw you. So, you've beaten it, you can continue exploring, get missions you haven't gotten, items you haven't, you also continue to test your skills. You have competitive battle mode, nope. Master levels, which are challenging remixes of the campaign missions. New master levels are added regularly, so that's a content update thing.
This is the Resistance Network, in what will hopefully be our final broadcast. To all the people of Earth, to anyone listening, the demonic horde has been defeated. The beast, identified by ARC scientists as the icon of sin, was destroyed earlier today by the Slayer himself. And with it, the majority of the demonic force has dispersed. With the threat decreased, it is important now more than ever that we come together. There is hope. The human race will persevere. Many of the survivors believed the Slayer to be a godlike figure in what was a battle between good and evil of biblical proportions. As humanity struggles to understand what happened to them and why, many look to the Slayer now for answers, but his whereabouts remain unknown.
Yeah, I don't know what the initial sales are like. The only sales figures I've seen is for Animal Crossing, which is, well, let's just say they're selling stupidly well. It's not even on the list, Crit Source. You'll have to give me a second. I'm setting up a few things here. Okay, so... I do want to see something really quick. And we missed a few. Got more than I thought we would. Yep, we got all 2 guns. And, there's a collectible viewer. Wow. So this is what this gun actually looks like. This is what the demons see. I don't want to mess with that. That might screw things over again. So, how do I... So apparently I can't select missions from here. Oh, here we go. Never mind. So there's master levels. Here, which I've never actually looked at before. There's the completionist. Here's our cheat. So what do we got here? All Praetor suit unlocks infinite onslaught power up for the entire mission. Is that the quad damage? All weapons unlocked and mastered, and all equipment unlocked. Which doesn't really matter at this point. Infinite overdrive? I don't know what that one is either. Infinite ammo. Duh. Activate all cheats. Infinite lives and sentinel armor, or whatever that actually means. So this is the speed cheat. Holy God, okay. No, I just want to test something real quick. Probably should have picked another level. I definitely should have picked another. Let's bow out of here. It certainly feels rather fast, yes. Like, I got used to this, but there's a reason I use dash constantly, you know? So activate all. Where's something I'm missing? What am I missing there? No, I don't want to be grossed out again. One last test here. And of course we can't skip this. It's like the only unskippable cutscene in the entire game.
All the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them. Only you. Rip and tear until it is done.
And then we can skip.
I have located the priest's signal.
You ever seen Godzilla vs. Bambi? Well, this is Godzilla vs. Bambi. No, really.
The first Hell Priest has been terminated. The demonic consumption of Earth has been reduced by 36.8%. There are 2 Hell Priests remaining.
Quad damage, infinite ammo, BFG. That's a little more personal, but we can do that, Maker. What's funny is my first thought with infinite ammo was this thing, because it's my favorite gun. And I was already, like, partially going through the mission when it suddenly... God, this thing's hard to control. When it suddenly occurred to me that it might also apply to the BFG. Probably the ballista. So yeah, this is officially Contra mode right here. So I need to find a codex entry to finish testing. It is the final test I want to do. Whoop, I got turned around. Oh. At the end? I missed one at the end? Okay, whatever. You're welcome, Kay. Yes and no, Gum Gum, is the answer to your question. God! Okay, I know I'm understating it, but this is surprisingly hard to control. Like, there's a little bit of ice physics going on here. Well, no, it's very simple, actually, Gumgum. You see, what the Borg do is they have these adaptive shields, which they use the tremendous power source. I feel like I just answered this on Tumblr, like, yesterday. They use their power source in order to produce the energy necessary to contradict the exact energy being applied, aka kinetic, which would be a railgun. So, if they know the railgun attack is coming, yeah, no, they're fine. If you can somehow surprise them with it, then you'll probably kill one. And then the second one will have the energy set up for kinetic. And then you'll be, unable to kill them. So make those shots count. I like to call this catharsis mode. Someone asked for the Arbalist, so sure, we'll start using this thing.
Would like to thank you for your support. Suffering continues to inspire.
And literally cut it in half. See? Sorry. It's not funny. I do not find the death of demons amusing. Okay, no, I totally do. Whoa. God, this is hard to control. Be ye warned. How many of you like the missile launcher mode of this thing? Yes, we have a second stream planned for today. You check the website, you'll see what it is. Come on, what else you got? Did somebody sub in the middle of that? I'm told it's at the end, and I'm gonna choose to believe him. Remember when this guy killed me like over and over and over? Good times.
Nearby. She is inside that demonic citadel. I will mark her location on your HUD.
That's a good point, Dream Whisperer. I haven't used the full auto in so long because I've been addicted to the sticky gun. Or the sticky grenade.
There is a lift at the center of this facility.
Teague Nylox, one of the 3 Hell Priests. He blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares. He harvests people. What do you want?
The con maker is present at...
Oh no, I totally am, Plutonia. Let's just check here. Easiest way to check. Come on. Nope, it did save. Alright, so. That's as close to New Game Plus as we're getting here. And that's the main thing I was testing. You can go back, you can redo the missions, the cutscenes are still there, skippable. The enemies are still there, the challenges are still there, the items are still there, and you keep everything that you already have. That is effectively New Game Plus, so it gets the positive for that. IMO. I would imagine there's going to be speedrun modes, which are basically New Game Plus. Yeah, this is the Diablo 3 thing, except not quite as amazing, but still very, very good. So that is definitely going to be a plus. So, give me a second. I'll pull this up. This is going to take me just one moment to make sure that it is properly cropped. I'll go ahead and show you the thing. I don't think I should show off the master level, unless you guys really want me to die horribly. That's what do you guys think? Do you guys want me to die horribly? Be honest now. Do you really want me to die horribly? Okay, fine. But first, we're going to pull this in, then we're going to pull this in. I'm just going to put this over the entire screen, if that's okay. Let's make it easy. Boop. And boop. There you go. He was just playing with his toys, man. What's the problem? No issues here. All right. Fine. We'll do a master level. Jesus Christ. Okay. Sure. Time to die. So there's enemies immediately, like you do. If you remember, there were no enemies here originally. Oh, right, I changed the mod. It's gonna be Takoida, honestly. And I don't think there's gonna be any mutators, which is a bit of a pity, but whatever. Yeah, there are no cheat options, so at least I didn't see any option to turn on cheats. I guess I should check. Yeah, I don't see anything there, so I'm just going to assume that I'm correct. tyrant, like you do. Oh, it can work. I'm not trying to complain. Enemy layout and enemy utilization is half the stage design for most Doom games, so I mean... The sword was added in Doom 4. So there's the fish we got last time. I finally got to show it off. I never did get this item. Whoop. No, not that. I never figured out how to get to there. Where's the switch? Like, if you remember, we spent like 4 or 5 minutes here trying to figure out how to get in there. Never found it. Granted, I wasn't really sure what I was looking at this point. This is like mission 2 or whatever. Actually, I was going to comment, did you notice how the game ended on a surprisingly uplifting note? Isn't that weird? Like, I'm with it. I actually am not complaining at all. But that is not what I was expecting. Of course, there's nothing here now because we're in the mastery level.
Welcome, Slayer. Is my time at an end? Let's see if you're strong enough to survive this cursed city.
The Slayer has arrived. All mortally challenged personnel, please be advised.
Yeah, little did you know, it's actually worse than you thought. Here, Brock. Whoop, one moment. I'm told my package is delivered, and we know what that means. That means I need to go check immediately. Because of looters. Yeah, I saw that, Dakota. One of the things I remember being impressed by old Doom, I don't know how to explain this, so I'm going to fail at this, but they managed to make a way so that even relatively simple levels were actually legitimately challenging with older enemies. Like by varying, like I said earlier, enemy usage being one of the main things that went into the level design, but there was very careful thought and effort put into it, you know? Like, you'd see a bunch of, you know, low-level mooks, and in most games that'd be like, oh, well, this is the easy section. I don't know what to call that. Balancing. Okay. Let's do our final thoughts, because I have them all over the place. So, I've been thinking about this for a bit. So, I'm free to opinions, thoughts, but I'm going to codify a total of 5 story positives. General presentation, which is just across the board. It's basically an aggregate. The Fortress of Doom in its entirety. The brick design, which is kind of a meme, but what I mean by that is the visual variety and design of each of the areas. The world building and the setting and the usage of continuity. And I'm going to codify a negative for the outro in its entirety because I'm sorry, it really just falls completely flat for me. Gameplay. I want to talk about negatives first, and then I want to respond to my mother, who just messaged me saying hello. Nobody on this end either, thankfully, period. Just a bunch of scared people, period. Honestly, I feel like the guns are a neutral for me. I've been thinking about this a bit. There are a couple of really nice gun things, and then there's it's just, I don't think it deserves a positive, is what I'm boiling down to. I admittedly kind of got used to the ammo thing, but I think the ammo thing also deserves a neutral. I think I'm going to shuffle this out into its own. I said negatives first. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about positives. I've been debating the invisible walls negative because I agree that that's a negative. It's a little bullcrappy, as I've shown, as will be in the highlight reel. I think I'll just cap out the aggregate with that. I'm glad some people like the highlights reels. Hopefully we'll have some more to add from today. So I know this is going to hackle some people, but I'm going to officially put Marauders as a negative. Sorry. Like, I think really to hammer this in, and I already said this yesterday, or rather 2 days ago, I enjoy fighting basically everything in the game. Like, most of the enemies are enjoyable to fight, except the Marauders, and as soon as I fight them, it's just... and it's boring. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, okay. Yeah, so... Marauder shields... Yes, really. Honestly, I feel like if they got rid of the auto-invincibility thing, it wouldn't actually bother me that much. Because then it would just be about, you know, reflexes and weapon choice and trying to stay ahead of them and blah, blah, blah. Or yeah, maybe if they make the shield breakable, you know, something you can do about it other than wait for the vuln frames to open up. Just, yeah. And the whole time they're spamming the crap out of you, which again, wouldn't be an issue except they're invuln. I did a few tests. They are literally invuln unless they're in a vulnerability range. So that's irritating. And that's the problem. It's irritating and it's boring. And each time I saw one, it was just, okay. Yeah, I imagine a lot of schools are going online at this point, period. Yeah, fixing the shield really would be all that's needed to fix the Marauders. I actually like fighting them, except for the invuln thing. Sword does not work on Marauders. BFG kind of works on the Marauders. The Unmaker actually doesn't work at all on the Marauders, etc., etc. So, I think I'm going to go ahead and bake the difficulty into an aggregate because I don't think it's good. Or rather, I don't think it's great, but I think it's better than neutral, so I'm just going to bake that into an aggregate. Cheats, I don't think I can give a plus for the way that they implement cheats. However, I can give a plus for the way they implement New Game Plus. I had a few question marks down here. I'm getting rid of the weapons one, because like I said, I'm just not actually all that impressed with the weapons. I do like... So there's two last things. They're both aspects of level design. Enemies, other than Marauders, and enemy combination and usage of enemies. Because one of the things I noticed, especially by about the midway point, right when we had to turn off normal difficulty, is that they would throw enemies at you that had... really good synergy. Really good synergy with each other. Probably on purpose, probably designed. So, you know, what do you guys think? Because, you know, because I'm an idiot. Either way, I think we're going to codify these three negatives here. Honestly, I really want to give a second negative for one thing, too. Can anyone guess? Because there's another thing that was just a really big issue for me. Yeah, that's true, Dakota. I got body blocked, and several times I literally couldn't move. You probably didn't notice, but every now and again I just try to jump, and then dash just to get out of a corner. Yeah, no, Dakota gets it instantly. It's the raspberry jam, which is really bad in this game. Yes, random. This was the latest Doom. But yeah, the raspberry jam is real and really bad in this one. There are plenty of times where I have been incapable of telling what's going on my screen. A couple of those moments ended up in the highlights, as it happens. You know, I just realized we've basically built up to a second aggregate negative. I was just thinking about that. Yeah, no. Okay, so let's split these up a little bit here. And put this one here. Because I realized as I was thinking about it. So, okay, there. We'll put the other thing in there. I mean, yes, Dakota. I know some people wouldn't like that because I know several people prefer, I don't know what to call it, manually crafted levels, ammo drops in a level. Shrug? I don't think I have an opinion on that as far as neutral, positive, or negative. And if I'm being really honest, this doesn't deserve to be a positive because it's already mentioned in other positives. That's just redundant. And if I'm being honest, this should be baked into one aggregate, not two. So just do that. There. So that puts us at... what's that put us at? It actually puts us here. This was... Whoops, nope, too high. It was actually much higher than that, potentially, but as I'm rereading my notes. This is why I like to do the thing right at the end here. Any other thoughts, really quick? Because if otherwise, we have a +4, +9 game. So yeah, final thoughts, regardless of the score. I think I liked Doom 4 better. Don't mistake me, this was a good game. But I think overall it feels a step down from Doom 4. Some of that may be on the story axis. I feel like the story in Doom 4 was frankly better. In fact, you may have noticed one of the positives I removed was actually the story positive for voice acting. And while some of the voice acting is quite good in this game, there just wasn't really enough of that. Whereas Doom 4 had a fairly regular flow of voice acting, especially with Hayden, that helped to present the story, right? They're still very close, and I don't want to sound too dismissive. I'm sorry, this was still a good game. I enjoyed myself immensely. Probably my only I shouldn't say that. I'm not going to say that. Yeah, Dr. Samuel and Vega had much less presence, even though Vega basically was boiled down to an exposition bot. And yeah, I do think that Doom 4 is more tempered. I think that's a good way to put that, Crit Source. Which is funny, because like, from a real-life perspective, it demonstrably isn't, right? I've never done a full deep dive into this, but I know that Doom 4 was originally going to be something crap, to put it as bluntly as possible. And then everyone hated it, so they kind of rejiggered everything at the last minute, and we got Doom 4. Right? Like, by all standards, you'd think from a real-life perspective, Doom 4 would be the worst of the two, because they had the time and effort to put into Doom 5. I don't know. I don't know. Nevertheless, this is still a very good game. I think I stand by that. +4, +9 is an excellent score. And it's, yeah. Oh, yeah, no cheat. Well, do I put the cheats flag up? That's actually a good question, because I didn't cheat except to try out the cheats. Like, I never actually cheated in the campaign. I never did that. Every time the boss was like, you died, you want to do it? I said no. Yeah, I feel like this doesn't qualify as putting up the cheat flag. I'm going to go with no on that one. I did put it on easy, but didn't cheat. So let's see, how long have we been playing this game? This 3 days. Wow. Actually, so hang on. You remember Greedfall? Greedfall was a 3-day, 26-hour game that felt like it just slugged and slugged and slugged. This one, by contrast, is a 3-day and 22-hour game that didn't feel nearly as long. I guess my point is that Greedfall felt like it was triple the length of this game, even though we actually only played 4 more hours of that one. Yes and no, Regibrock. We did find a patch that added an option to remove it from the camera wobble while running, but it didn't get rid of anything else. Oh, you're fine, Venters. I didn't either. Remember, I thought Greedfall was going to be great too, walking into it. Yeah, it felt like we just blazed through this game. Anyways, thank you all for joining me. I am going to go ahead and chop off the local recording.